What's up, superfans? It is Fit Nerd from Superheroes Ultimate. Let's talk about the Titans. If you're new to this channel, then hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications button so you can stay updated in the here and now in the superhero world. Now, is it just me, or does the theme song for Titans sound a lot like Separate Ways from Journey? Like that scene from Jim Carrey from Yes Man? The Titans have arrived at the DC Universe streaming service. Now, this is exclusive to the DC Universe. If you are outside of the US, then you can actually catch it on Netflix. So going into episode 1, we discover that Dick Grayson has become a cop. Raven is some type of weird teenager with some serious teenage problems. We get a glimpse of Starfire, and we even get to see a glimpse of Beast Boy. Now, I will admit, going into watching this series, especially episode 1, my expectations were kind of low compared to what other DC series are currently at. And I usually have a pedestal of pretty high expectations for DC series, especially with how the CW is doing so great with the Arrowverse and Flash and Supergirl and DC Legends. We have some really awesome shows, but now we get this on the streaming service, which they basically have no holds barred. We get full-fledged bad language, some serious violence. In the episode, I'm not really too content with Robin being so violent. He's basically like the Punisher right now, or a combination of the Red Hood and the Punisher, and just kicking the crap out of people. But need to remind you that that is actually kind of the style of Batman. Batman isn't so forgiving. Yes, he may not kill the criminals, but he damn well beats the crap out of them in a way that he leaves them barely hanging on to their lives. Batman is not exactly your kind superhero.
From one professional to another. If you're trying to scare somebody, pick a better spot. From this height, Paul wouldn't kill me.
I'm counting on it.
Huh.
And the apple did not fall far from the tree from what we saw with Robin and the way he took out all those bad guys. Although, when I did see it, damn Robin. I mean, he put the ass whooping on them. Like, I actually kind of liked it. Like, it's like one of those feelings where it's so wrong, but yet feels so right. Like, seeing Robin royally pissed off and kicking the crap out of these guys, these fight scenes were freaking awesome. I will admit that these fight scenes are awesome, and the costumes are actually pretty good. I was still unsure about how I felt about Raven because she's so young. But she's actually doing a pretty good job at being this adolescent teenage girl that just simply doesn't know that her father's a freaking demon and her mother is like some type of cult lady that had sex with this demon god, and that's where her origin comes from. She does not know that yet, but she's doing a great job at showing that inner demon being held in. I don't know how I feel about Raven killing people, and I'm not too sure how I feel about Starfire blasting people and killing them, because she definitely fried those folks. In fact, one of the pet peeves of the first episode is that Starfire is killing. I don't think Starfire is a character to be killing. I think that her whole character is completely changed in this show from what we are originally familiar with in the comic books. She is this kind of innocent, yet she's very strong. She does kick ass, but she doesn't kill. And here in Titans, we see a totally different Starfire. This is definitely one of the things that I have really big mixed feelings about is Starfire. I like the actress herself, and I think she's portraying whatever she's being directed to do. I just don't know if I like the direction that they're going with the new type of Starfire that they're bringing out in the Titans show. So since episode 2 just came out this morning, I figured I'll put episode 1 and episode 2 in the same breakdown. With episode 2, we get a very good look at Hawk and Dove. Now, Hawk and Dove are some characters that aren't really mainstream in the comics, but they're actually pretty cool characters. In the comics, Hawk and Dove actually started out as brothers, two completely opposites. One had the powers of strength, durability, speed. Dove, which is the complete opposite of his brother, does not use so much aggression. He actually uses more magical ability and is very tactical. Now, in 1985, in Infinite Crisis, Dove actually died saving a young boy fighting some shadow demons. Until 1988, where we find out that Dove apparently got her powers when the original Dove died. I really love the way they introduced Hawk and Dove. It almost looks like it's like the movie Kick-Ass, but the suits are actually from actual comic book characters, and they're actually comic book accurate, and they're brought up to life, and they're also very awesome fight scenes. Of course, with teenagers, or somewhat teenagers, they're actually kind of like young adults. We always get this little tiny crisis on romances, and we get this love triangle going on between Hawk, Dove, and Dick Grayson, which I actually really like the way they did this. Apparently Dick Grayson was with Dove first, and then he obviously sucks at relationships, just like his old man Bruce Wayne. Ended up breaking Dove's heart, which ended up falling in love with Hawk. I love the fact that they mentioned Bruce Wayne quite a bit in this episode, and I love the fact that Alfred Pennyworth kind of makes a cameo in here when Dick Grayson calls him up for that favor. That is actually pretty cool to see that there's a relevance or a connection. They don't just completely ignore where Dick Grayson comes from. They do bring it up as to what happened between Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne. We still don't know, but it looks like that we little by little will probably get an answer throughout the season. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Dick Grayson is violent as hell, just like his old man, and he has terrible social skills, just like his old man. So he pretty much became a younger version of Bruce Wayne, even though he doesn't even realize it. Episode, we did not get any Starfire, and we did not get any Beast Boy. So far, between the first two episodes, the first episode is the only glimpse that we get at Beast Boy, and he's just like one quick scene of him transforming from that tiger, which is actually pretty cool. I like the fact, I was worried that they weren't even going to show it, like maybe they were going to just show the animal and then turn the camera away and then come back and then he's Beast Boy, but they actually showed him transforming from the animal and back into Beast Boy. Though I had very mixed feelings on the first episode, the second episode, I gotta admit, it's got me pulled in now, and I'm definitely more hooked to anticipating the next episode. And those cliffhangers at the end are actually pretty good. Although we didn't get any Beast Boy and we didn't get any Starfire, it's actually kind of a good thing, because they'll probably just go and focus on towards what's happening with Starfire in the following episode or an episode after that. Like they're really developing the characters, and this approach to it is actually pretty cool. I'm like I said, I wasn't sure about Robin being like so violent, but it could just be that he's starting out this way because he's figuring out who he really wants to be, which is hopefully we get to see Nightwing at the end of the season. I'll admit, it looks freaking cool. It looks cool. The fight scenes are awesome. The martial arts is actually really cool. The outfits are awesome. And the writing is actually getting better. It was so much better in the second episode. And for what we found out on there's been leaked photos of them switching over their costumes. Like Starfire's costume is apparently going to switch over into the more comic accurate costume that she wears. They should have done this from the beginning, just shown her in her costume, or at least somewhat to her costume, instead of the promo of her being, instead of the promo where she looked like a hooker. Like I said, Starfire right now is the only character I don't really know how to really feel about it. I pretty much don't like the way the direction that they're going with Starfire, but if it's anything like the second episode where it actually gets better, then I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and hope that it's going to be awesome throughout the season. So what do you fans think? Do you think this episode is the episode that shows us the caliber that this is actually going to be a pretty damn cool show? Or is it just barely holding off and is the best we're going to get? And of course, super fans, if you want to be entered to win the Captain Marvel collectible from my private collection, then hit the subscribe button and comment below. This is Fit Nerd, over and out.
3, 2, 1, push!